How much do you think you were spending back then?
I was spending at least probably $10,000 just on food. But once I started eating 6 times a day and eating more, I used to eat like 10, 12 ounces of food. It was like steak, chicken, turkey. And then I had this nutritionist like, dude, you ain't eating enough. I'm like, what? Like, you gotta, if you want to get bigger, you gotta eat more. I'm like, how much more? He's like, at least 4 or 5 ounces more than what you eating. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, and he was right. As soon as I went from like 10 ounces to 16 ounces, that's when I started putting on size.
Really?
But it was so hard to eat that much food. And then I didn't have enough time in the day because I was working full time. What I had to do is get up in the middle of the night, eat, and go back to bed.
$10,000 on food is no joke. No wonder King Ronnie became one of the biggest mass monsters ever to hit the stage. No one to this day could match his density, the quality of muscle, the granite look. Ronnie was a sight to behold. It's believed that during the off-season, King Ronnie would bulk up to well over 300 pounds of mind-blowing mass. Just how big he managed to get, no one knows. But according to him, he reached an astonishing 304 pounds at the 2004 Mr. Olympia. But what foods did he eat? How did he reach such a mind-blowing mass? The key was insane training and an even crazier diet.
Finish off with breakfast. Good old extreme whey protein shake. Started with my grits. Quick grits here.
Ronnie Coleman's early meal routine was meticulously planned and structured to provide him with the essential nutrients and energy needed for his intense training sessions and muscle growth. Ronnie usually had his first meal at 7 a.m., starting with an extreme whey protein shake, opting for the chocolate flavor. This shake contained 80 to 90 grams of protein, essential for muscle repair and growth, especially after his morning workout. The high protein content helped to kickstart muscle recovery and provided the necessary building blocks for muscle synthesis. In addition to the protein shake, Ronnie included quick grits in his breakfast. He consumed a 3-4 cup serving, which provided him with 87 grams of carbohydrates. As a high-carb meal, grits supplied Ronnie with the energy needed to fuel his body for the day. This meal represented his biggest carbohydrate intake of the day, designed to jumpstart his energy levels and prepare him for the rigorous training sessions ahead. Why did Ronnie eat his first meal so early? It was to fit the rest of the calories in throughout his day. If he waited to have this meal, his stomach would feel too full, leading to difficulty with training.
What I did was diet for the whole year. I ate at the same time that I do when I'm pre-contest, which is like 10 to 12 weeks out. I ate at the same time in the off-season. Pretty much had the same food. Grits for breakfast, second meal chicken, third meal chicken, fourth meal steak, fifth meal protein shake. Fifth meal was also turkey, and sixth meal was the protein shake. So I kept my meals the same, ate the same.
Diet and nutrition are often regarded as the hardest parts of bodybuilding. Many competitors fail to get the desired conditioning and look because of inconsistencies with their diet. One cheat meal turns into 2, then 3, then 4. Ronnie did not suffer from this weakness in discipline because he chose to eat the same meals every single day. By eating the same meals every day, he could have consistent macronutrients. If he needed to increase his protein, he would simply increase his chicken or steak intake. If he needed more carbs, he would increase his rice or grits. Ronnie's approach to dieting was akin to that of a scientist, methodical and precise. He created a hypothesis and would move forward to test it. Ronnie altered the variables when required, a process which created one of the most astounding physiques in history. Ronnie also ensured that his meals were eaten at the same time every day.
I'm kind of like low carb, high protein. I'm probably taking in 600 grams of protein a day.
600 grams protein?
Yeah, I'm trying to do.
How do you eat that much? What do you want?
Man, it's raw. It's kind of hard at first. I'm trying to get about a pound of chicken, steak, turkey with each meal. Now I'm eating 6 times a day.
Like many bodybuilders, Ronnie Coleman put a huge emphasis on his protein intake. To maintain his prodigious size, Ronnie would eat 600 grams of protein a day. According to many bodybuilding experts, it's typically advisable to have 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Assuming Ronnie weighed 300 pounds during the off-season, he was consuming the equivalent of 2 grams per pound of body weight. When it comes to Ronnie, things can never be too big. Perhaps he decided to take in 2 times more protein than everyone else because he trained at least 2 times harder. Ronnie's work ethic in the gym has become the stuff of legends over the years. Many professional bodybuilders have claimed that no one trained harder than King Ron. Another important aspect to consider is that Ronnie got most of his protein from meat. While he did utilize protein powders, the bulk of his protein intake came from animals. Vegans beware. This is the price one has to pay to achieve a monstrous size. You can't be a beast without eating beasts. Yes, we know Ronnie also used some secret supplements from Mexico to aid in recovery and muscle building, but so did every other bodybuilder in the IFBB. What separated Ronnie were his God-given genetics and, most importantly, his unbeatable work ethic.
Most important thing about nutrition is protein, simply because protein is what builds muscle, point simple. I get a lot of people asking me all the time about how do they go about getting big. Well, you gotta eat big to get big. You gotta eat a fairly amount of good food, and if you don't eat a fair amount of good food, you're not gonna get big.
Even the most dedicated bodybuilders like Ronnie Coleman occasionally indulge in cheat meals. These meals provide a mental break from the strict dieting routine and can also help to shock the metabolism, potentially leading to better fat loss and muscle gain. Ronnie Coleman, known for his incredible discipline and rigorous training regimen, had a few favorite cheat meals that he enjoyed during his competitive career. 1. Barbecue. A proud Texan, Ronnie loved barbecue, often indulging in smoked ribs, brisket, and sausages. These hearty, protein-rich meals provided a satisfying contrast to his usual lean protein sources. 2. Burgers and fries. Ronnie enjoyed the classic burger and fries. A juicy cheeseburger with crispy fries offered a high-calorie, fulfilling break from his strict diet. 3. Pizza. Pizza, with its mix of carbs, fats, and proteins, was another favorite. Ronnie enjoyed various toppings, making it a perfect indulgence after a week of dieting. 4. Ice cream. For dessert, Ronnie often chose ice cream. Whether a simple cone or an elaborate sundae, the creamy treat allowed him to satisfy his sweet tooth and enjoy a moment of indulgence.
Uh-oh, here we go. Pigging out like some pigs over there. No fighting over the food. Trying to get to the food. Yeah, just let me drink out the bottle.